Hey family, Eve here. So family, today this video that I'm about to create, I'm going to title it Denzel Washington, a Man of God. But it's really about Denzel and end time prophecy. I made a couple of videos before on my YouTube channel, Eve Israel, where you guys can go view. It's probably like about 12 videos just talking about Denzel beginning to this end. So let's get started. So Mark 8:36 through 37 says, "For what shall it profit a man if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul?" 37 says, "Or what shall a man give in exchange for his soul?" 38 says, "Whosoever therefore shall be ashamed of me and my words in this adulterous and sinful generation, of him also shall the Son of Man be ashamed when he cometh in the glory of his Father with the holy angels." Matthew 4:8 through 10 says, "And again the devil taketh him up into an exceeding high mountain, and showeth him all the kingdoms of the world and the glory of them, and saith unto him, All these things will I give thee, if thou wilt fall down and worship me. Then saith Jesus unto him, Get thee hence, Satan, for it is written, Thou shalt worship the Lord thy God, and him only shalt thou serve." Guys, remember, I always go back, or I sometimes go back, well, mostly in most of my videos, I go back to the beginning of the Bible to show you guys what's happening here at the end. What happened between Adam and Eve and the serpent that caused this end. God commanded in the book of Genesis 2:16 through 19, God commanded Adam not to eat of the tree of knowledge of good and evil, and the day that he did, he would surely die. Genesis 5:5 says, "And all the days that Adam lived were 930 years, and he died." Revelations 12:6 said, "And the woman fled into the wilderness, where she had a place prepared of God, that they should feed her there 1,203 score days." Sometimes with God, when he say days, he could mean God, days, and then sometimes he mean months, and then sometimes he mean years. I'm referencing that to years, 1,260 years, which was the time that Satan had to rule. And now that his time is up, all that served him, their time is up too. So let's go back and let me show you where Denzel comes into play. So Adam lived to be 930 years old, meaning he was 70 years short of that 1,000, which was the time that the serpent was given to rule. And Denzel, being one of the people of God, was given those 70 years Adam lost. But instead of serving God, Denzel served the serpent or the devil. Now, Revelations 12:6 is referring to that woman in the wilderness as the children of Israel, and that place prepared for them was the time that God cursed the children of Israel, and they was in the wilderness, which meaning they were lost for 400 years, meaning their time in captivity. Yeah. So, and that time, their time in captivity is up. It's the 400 years was their 400 years of captivity was Satan's last 400 years of ruling, which is now up. And so guess what? Let me continue to show you where Denzel comes into play. So instead of Denzel serving God, he served Satan. He chose to being one of God's chosen people, he chose to serve the devil, which I mentioned in Matthew 4:9. Remember, I mentioned to you guys also those who rule the world, or those kingdoms, or the beast, this beast system. I mentioned in the book of Daniel 7:25 how they changed times and laws, which is talking about, one, the calendar, two, the law, which is which is their legal system, or their beast system that they created to rule. Now, I do remember mentioning to you guys in Daniel 27 in some of my other videos that legal system was ruled through religion, government, and military, the police. Yeah, that's a world that they created, a whole legal system. So because they changed the calendar, this year is actually 2025 and not 2026, and literally Denzel turned 70 in December, not 71. So because Denzel sold his soul and bowed down to Satan for fame and becoming one of the greatest actors of all times, his life must end this year because he has turned 70. The time of his end that was established in the beginning when Adam died at 930. That 70 years that Adam had left, Satan gave it to Denzel. That time was given to Denzel for his fame and fortune. He bowed down. He showed Denzel these kingdoms and all of these things he could have if he bowed down and served him. And Denzel did that. So, everyone who served him or who served Satan, their time is up. And our time, the children of Israel time in captivity, is also up. So let me show you what God says and who he says are the people who serve Satan or the serpent or the devil, which is all the same. In the book of John 8:44, it says, "Ye are of your father the devil, the lust of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speak of his own, and he's a liar and the father of it." So, family, because the devil time is up, meaning this government that I mentioned in the book, how I was saying they created this system, that system that they created, this government, the military, the religion, all of that whole beast system that they created is collapsing because the devil time is up. His time of ruling is up. And everybody that served him, their time is up. That is why your government is collapsing, your churches are falling, the banks are collapsing. I showed you guys on January 10th that the banks collapsed. 4 major banks collapsed. Deportation is happening. God is getting these people off the land, and he's so that he can put the people who he saved the lands for, or who he given the lands to, which were the children of Israel. And the only way that they can get their lands back is if he getting them off through deportation, and also through diseases like COVID. He said he was going to remove them through deportation or pestilence and diseases, and they're getting worse. You got ships on the seas, they're colliding because guess what? Trading is about to end because their system, that's a part of their beast system that's about to collapse. That's collapsing because their time is up. They rule no more. So everything concerning them is about to fall. And you see what Jesus said, everybody who's ashamed of him in this adulterous and sinful generation, they going to be ashamed of him when he returns. And it says they're going to be ashamed of him when he returned with the holy angels coming in the glory of his Father. So Jesus is coming in the glory of his Father because he's getting ready to judge these wicked and adulterous people who've ruled wickedly. So yeah, so family, the image that you guys keep seeing of Denzel looking so worn and aged, that's because death is on him. Because this year he's gonna die, and it may be sooner than we think, because his time is up, the time that he was given. And anytime death is on somebody, they start looking withered and aged. And so yeah, so if that's what you guys are wondering what's going on, that's what's going on. His time is up. Denzel time is up. His father's time is up. The devil. Yeah, and go back and check all my videos out that I created talking about end time prophecy concerning him and his life. So family, with that being said, I thank you guys for visiting my video, and I'll see you on the next one. My channel is Eve Israel, Eve Israel, if you guys want to view those videos.